This is a slideshow to explain an approach I use in the classroom for differentiation, and I call it the monkey on our backs. And the reason I use that title is that students came up with that idea, I guess, when I was using it with them. The way it works is I simply, in a mixed classroom, mixed levels classroom, we'll put this diagram on the board with 3 circles that you see in this title slide. And I ask the students what it is, and they come up with all different ideas. And one of the ideas they came up with over the years is looks like a monkey with big ears. And I like that title because, as you'll see, following this strategy, I was able to take the monkey off our backs, the monkey of differentiation, or failure to differentiate, and to put it on the board. And so with these 3 circles drawn on the board, I ask the students what this is, and after a bit of a fun discussion, I say, actually, I think this is us, this is our classroom, this is who we are, and I'll say why. I think I write easy next to the first bubble, and I say, I think there's a small group of students who find what we're doing here, or expect what we're going to be doing here, will be easy. And that's great, but there is a group. I don't want to know who you are. I don't want to see any hands or anything, but I know pretty well that there's a small group like this. And there's a larger group that, in the middle, kind of, that think this will be okay, and pretty well feel okay here, and then they're going to get along all right. And then there's a third group here, and they are what I like to call the ouch group. Sometimes call them the yuck group, or a couple of different words, but basically it's painful for them to be here. There are some people who come into the classroom or the subject, and they come in knowing that it's not going to work out, and thinking that it's going to be difficult, and having a lot of difficulties with it. And this is, who I think you are as a classroom, is what I tell my students. And I don't want you to put up your hand saying which group you're in, but if you could imagine which group you're in, although you might be on the line between one group or another, but if you can imagine where you are in this, just put up your hand. And what happens is my whole class will put up their hands, generally. And then what I do is, okay, that's great. We know at least this is who we are as a group. So we can just go on and do nothing about that, or we can accept this and work strategically to take into consideration that we have these different groups in the classroom. So I first want to look at this easy group, and I want to look at maybe responsibilities. What are some of the responsibilities that these different groups can have? What are their jobs or the roles that they can have? And I think the easiest thing for the easy group to do is simply use it. Use what they know. Use the abilities they have. They find this easy. Maybe they have some previous knowledge, or they're particularly good at this subject. So simply to use what they've got. Rather than just say, oh, I'm too good at this and I don't have to do anything. But actually use what they know. For the second group, pretty simple job. What they have to do is, to participate. Simply participate in the lessons, and because they find it okay. So just go along. Teacher will plan the lessons, and you go along with it. And then I turn to this third group, and I ask the students. I say, okay, well, what does this third group need to do? The first group just needs to use what they know, and the second group just needs to participate. How about this third group? And it's funny the answers I get from students. I get things like work harder, listen, try harder, pay attention, etc., etc. These really work hard things. And the funny thing is, this ouch group that is already finding it very difficult finds all of these things difficult, even though they might sound logical at first. They really are not the first thing that this group needs to do. And then I tell them what they need to do, and usually some students laugh, because what I say is that the main thing that you ouches need to do is relax. And I get a bit of laughter happening in the classroom, and I say, I don't mean fall asleep, but what I mean here is you need to relax. One of the biggest things stopping you from learning or blocking your way to learning is the fact that you are stressed. That because of all these things you need to do, and because, knowing and feeling like you are so far behind, perhaps, or not able to catch up to this other group, it's very stressful. And so one of the main things you need to do to begin learning is to relax.